Hi everyone. Wow, we are back with another live video. I hope that this stream is not glitching because I feel like my computer is doing something freaking weird. Like right when I go on live, it starts doing all this crazy ish, and I feel like my voice is not heard and I'm just struggling right now. So if you could do me a favor, let me know in the chat if you can hear my voice. If you can see me, let me know if I'm glitching because I feel like there's such a huge delay. And I want to make sure that this is a video that people will enjoy. You know what I'm saying? So first and foremost, welcome. It's Thursday, January 22nd. Hit the like button. Today we're going to be talking about a whole bunch of bizarre news. There's been some crazy stuff going on in this circus of a world that we freaking live in. And I think we should just get into it. All right. So I'm going to share my screen. And this particular news story, I don't even know how to describe it. I just think you all need to watch it because I had to watch it. Well, I didn't have to, but I chose to watch it, and it's very disturbing. And I don't even have the right words. You see me scratching my head because I'm just like, I don't have the right words to form to even properly describe this particular thing. Okay? So have you guys seen this? This is a new show on TLC, like called My Strange Addictions. And I'm just going to play this video. We're going to watch it a couple times and we're going to see what this creature does. That's very disturbing to me. And I'm very confident that it will also be disturbing to you. Here we go.
And say, oh, hey, like, you know, you smell good. Like, how are you? I don't think I smell like vagina. I don't know, but I don't think I do because no one has ever said that I did. I'm in my 30s and I've never had a relationship. And it's supposed to attract a man, and I'm hoping that it will, because if it's not, then I'm just doing weird stuff. Maybe someone...
Girl, let me tell you, you're doing weird stuff. You're doing weird stuff.
Will walk by and say, oh, hey, like, you know, you smell good. Like, how are you? I don't think I smell like vagina. I don't know, but I don't think I do because no one has ever said that I did. I'm in my 30s and I've never had a relationship, and it's supposed to attract a man, and I'm hoping that it will, because if it's not, then I'm just doing weird stuff. Maybe someone will walk by and say, oh, hey, like, you know, you smell good. Like, how are you? I don't think I smell like vagina.
Let's go to the next clip, shall we? This video and these videos are being watched for entertainment purposes only. Just for sharing things that are happening, new shows that are coming out, etc., etc.
Hopefully that makes him like me.
Cassie, it was definitely socially awkward.
Got it. And then,
It was something unlike I'd ever experienced before.
you got this, girl.
Okay, first of all, let's not come at the girl for wearing a backpack, okay? Because I wear a backpack too. And it's because when I wear a heavy shoulder bag, it freaking kills my neck. Okay. It unalives the nerves and stuff in my neck and in my back and in my shoulders. So I do carry a backpack too. So it kind of distributes the weight evenly. So let's not come at her for wearing a backpack. All right. All right. The other stuff, the other word stuff, yes, let's get on our head. We're gonna watch this again, don't worry.
So, do you know what vabbing is?
Here it is.
What is?
Vabbing.
This lady does this thing called vabbing. I've never freaking heard of it before I watched these video clips. So we are learning together that this is an actual voodoo practice.
Vabbing? No, I don't know what that is.
So vabbing is, it's when you like put your pheromones out there to try to attract someone.
Like an odor, like a scent.
Order.
How do you do that?
Well, put my fingers in my vagina and I put it behind my ears.
This is definitely the most unusual date I've been on in recent memory.
Fab, and hopefully that makes him like me.
Cassie, it was definitely socially awkward, definitely unique.
Okay, got it. And then
It was something unlike I'd ever experienced before.
you got this, girl.
Welcome back.
Thank you. So, do you know what vabbing is?
What is?
Vabbing.
Vabbing? No, I don't know what that is.
So, vabbing is, it's when you like put your pheromones out there to try to attract someone.
Like an odor, like a scent.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Well, put my fingers in my vagina and I put it behind my ears.
This is definitely the.
Okay. So this is actually a trend on TikTok, apparently. It's a trend and an addiction for some people, apparently. I had no idea that people actually do this. I remember back in the day, though, not vabbing by any means, but I remember back in the day that Bath and Body Works had this I don't think it was aromatherapy, but it was a scent that you could literally like rub on the back of your ears or rub on your temples or rub on your neck or on your your pulse points. And it was supposed to be like a scent that brought out your natural pheromones, which was supposed to have been a way to kind of naturally attract people to your natural scent, like your pheromones, right? It was like a pheromone inducing body, perfume. But this right here is quite disgusting. And according to Google, vabbing is a practice of collecting vaginal secretions or discharge and applying it to the body like a natural perfume, often on what's called pulse points, with the belief that the pheromones in your fluidal discharge, it's fluidal word, will attract mates. It's a trend that has been popularized on TikTok, oh my God, through a recent Strange Addiction episode that features a woman who claimed that she was addicted to vabbing, doing it up to 50 times a day as a method for finding a partner. She has a serious problem. And if she thinks that this is going to attract someone, it's one thing. It's one thing to be doing this, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. You can't even do this in secret. I was gonna say this because if you're really doing this and you think it's gonna attract someone, you're supposed to kind of do it like in private. Don't do it at all. So we're gonna watch this other clip because she's actually gonna be showing us how she actually does this thing. It's very disgusting. And let's see, what are we doing?
Became attracted to me. So I would want to keep on doing what would make the person stay. So I'm gonna do it again. Okay. If I can't fab, I am spraying the mist that I made. And yeah, this is like...
Okay, you guys are hearing this, right? She made a mist with her vaginal discharge, her vaginal secretions, using coconut oil and whatever the hell, God knows what she put in this stuff. And she's spraying it all over her body in hopes that this will attract someone to be attracted to her. I don't know where she lost her way in, like, you know, the regular ideas of like using perfume, practicing good hygiene, smelling good. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where she lost her way. I don't know where she came up with this idea that this is going to actually help her attract a healthy relationship. That is going to be kind of shown on the TLC show, hopefully, because in her psyche, we've got to investigate this a little bit further, because who taught her this? Did she learn this from someone? Or did she come up with this thing on her own? Never have I ever heard of this type of thing, this practice. And I hope it gets discontinued.
Months worth of like secretion. I do it because I feel like maybe someone will walk by and say, oh, hey, like, you know, you smell good. Like, how are you? I don't think I smell like vagina. I don't know, but I don't think I do because no one has ever said that I did.
This to me is a self-awareness issue. I know I keep pausing it, but just because someone doesn't say that you smell like something, you should be able to smell yourself. You have to have that skill. You have to be able to smell yourself and know if you stink and know if you smell rank. And if you're walking around here smelling like Poontang and then some, that's not a good thing, ma'am. Ma'am.
In my 30s and I've never had a relationship. And it's supposed to attract a man, and I'm hoping that it will, because if it's not, then I'm just doing weird stuff. Okay. So yeah.
This thing, she says that she's addicted to this thing. She's literally addicted to sticking her fingers up her vagina upwards of 50 times a day, placing that discharge liquid in the back of her ears and on her, and even spraying it on her body. She's made a whole solution so that she can spritz it all over herself. Does that sound like someone that has mental health challenges to you? Because it does to me. And I wish that I could talk to this young lady and help her. She's in her 30s. I'm like, 10 years her senior or whatnot, but that's neither here nor there. But I just wish that she had some guidance in this area and how to really, attract someone that's really meant for her.
I put it up there, and then I usually put it like down my neck and on my wrist. When I first started, I would go up there, and the more I did that, I started to create rips in my vagina on my vaginal wall. So now I use coconut oil as lubrication. I'm always sticking my hands in my vagina, so I wash my hands a lot. If
there's any silver lining here, it's that, thank goodness she washes her hands.
Boyfriend, it would be really amazing. But I wouldn't stop vabbing. I would just do it in secret because I would think that that's how he became attracted to me. So I would want to keep on doing what would make the person stay. So I'm gonna do it again.
If the captions are too small, it says that Cassie, okay, her name was Cassie. So we put a name to this craze. She does this 50 times a day, 350 times a week, 1,500 times per month, to the point where she has ripped her vaginal walls and has to use a lubricant to extract her own secretions. Now, I have something else to say, but I'll let this finish. $18,250 times a year she's sticking her fingers up her vajayjay.
Okay. If I can't fab, I'm spraying the mist that I made. And yeah, this is like months worth of like secretion because I feel like maybe someone will walk by and say, oh, hey, like, you smell good. Like, how are you? I don't think I smell like vagina. I don't know, but I don't think I do because no one has ever said that I did.
Okay. Goodness grief. What I was gonna say is, I don't know. I don't understand. And a part of me is hopeful that maybe this young lady is just doing this because she can be on a TV show, for like My Strange Addiction. A part of me is hopeful that this is not something that she really, really, really does and like goes out in public and has this freaking vaginal odor upon her. Like, I hope, you know what I'm saying? But then also another part of me is really kind of like believing that she really does this. What do you guys think? Have you guys heard of this? God forbid this is something that you do, but do you think, I'm not here to judge, I'm just here to talk and discuss. Do you believe that this is, I can't even take this seriously, think this is effective? Mind you, there's no scientific backing for this phenomenon. There's no evidence that suggests that vaginal secretions being spread upon a woman's body attracts a mate at all. There's no evidence of that. There is evidence that this is very unhygienic and is disgusting, disturbing, and needs to stop. Okay. Okay. So on the flip side, we're going to look at a video of a man who does some sort of practice. And in his practice of what he does, he really believes that this particular I'm trying to be so like okay, so this guy, you know, bless his entire heart, he believes that during this type of thing, you know, what that he's going to show us that he does, extends his man parts. So he kind of tugs and pulls and does some different kind of things. And so we're going to watch with a very objective frame of mind. Are you guys ready? Okay. Oh, we got to hear the volume.
And that is because sharpening your weapon. You have sexual organ, you need to exercise them.
Okay, so your sexual organs, you need to exercise them. I agree with that. You know?
They don't work well. So we have stress 5 direction. Your whole penis and testicle stress right, stress left, stress front, stress back, stress middle. Exercise them. And making your sexual organ strong. Testicle strong, penis strong, because it's producing testosterone. The brain needs it.
The more you know, poor asshole.
Stretch your testicle and stretch your penis. And that is because sharpening your weapon. You have sexual organ, you need to exercise them. You don't exercise them, they gradually they don't work well. So we have stress 5 direction. Your whole penis and testicle stress right, stress left, stress front, stress back, stress middle. Exercise them. And making your sexual organ strong. Testicle strong, penis strong, because it's producing testosterone. The brain needs it.
The more you know.
I'm really interested to know now, is this something that that people really do? I'm wondering. Is this something that people do? You know, it says you have to sharpen iron, you have to stretch yourself. I've, you know, not heard of this thing, but yet again, I don't have that man part. So I wouldn't know from any kind of experiential way if this is like something that really works or it needs to be done or anything like that. But I thought it was very humorous and I wanted to share it. Okay. Now, this next story is very, very, very serious. Now, if you all did not know, this is January 22nd, and today is like National Data and Privacy Protection Day. Like dealing with, I'm going to stop saying like, dealing with cybersecurity and things like that. So this news story is very, very relevant to what today kind of represents as far as like the techie world and the, you know, the protecting your privacy sort of practices and, you know, understanding like how to protect yourself against cyber predators. So let's watch this together. Again, as a disclaimer, this is really for educational and news and especially entertainment purposes. Not that we are entertained by someone else's plight or pain, but I just have to say that disclaimer. And so we'll react to it and, you know, go from there. So here we go.
Lost her life savings after accepting a remote job. Brentwood woman lost her life savings after accepting a remote job she thought was with Facebook.
I thought I was doing the right job researching. They said everything right. And took everything.
Job. Brentwood.
She learned the hard way. The job was not legit. 7 on your side, Stephanie Sierra worked directly with Meta to take action on this case.
She is here to share an important warning for all of us. Stephanie.
Karina and Amma, we're seeing more and more cases where scammers are using advancements in AI to lure people into remote work as a way to make fast cash. But in this case, the scammers impersonated Facebook and what appears to be the victim's own profile to do it.
And it just infuriated me.
Dawn Furseth says she lost everything she's worked for within a mere month and a half.
How much money did you lose?
$176,000. Yeah. But learned a lesson for sure. And that's why I wanted to share it.
The 6-year-old Brentwood resident just finished a contract working for a Bay Area software company. This past October, she started searching for new opportunities.
You know, you get these emails that say, hey, we've got part-time job for you, remote situation. In the situation I was in, it sounded like, okay, let me try it.
Dawn says a woman named Lily told her this job was with Facebook's ad management center, explaining she would be placing ads at the platform as they're testing AI.
It's kind of in a beta state right now. So all the software buzzwords that my career was in software. So it seemed legitimate. And I thought, okay.
According to Dawn, she was paired with a training mentor who was coaching her during the onboarding process. But aside from one call, only communicated with her on WhatsApp.
So I had to take money from my bank via wire transfer into a crypto platform, and then transfer that into the Facebook platform.
Absolutely
and
not.
sat there in a little digital wallet that I would then pull from to place the ads.
Dawn says that should have raised a red flag at the time.
So when you logged on to this app, it had your actual Facebook messages in it.
Yes,
Every single message.
it looked totally like it. It's the same icon, logged in with the same credentials as my normal personal Facebook. It was all the same.
She thought it was legit. In the weeks that followed, Dawn says she placed a slew of Facebook ads, and her account showed huge profits. At 6 weeks, she had one final ad to place before cashing in.
They tricked me. All I wanted to do was pull out $400,000. And I had a lot more in the wallet than that. They said, oh, you didn't do it right. You were supposed to pull everything.
Dawn says the scammers posed as Facebook's customer service, threatening to freeze all her money until she pays a 20% penalty.
Well, I didn't have anything left. And this mentor started getting really personal. The fur on the back of my neck stood up. Sorry.
$176,000 of her savings gone. Dawn says her so-called mentor then suggested she sell her car and all her physical belongings at a pawn shop to try and unfreeze her account. The messages keep coming, just haunting her.
It still is.
7 on Your Side worked directly with Meta on this case. Upon review of further documentation, Meta removed the fraudulent WhatsApp accounts that targeted Dawn. According to a WhatsApp article, the company says, we work diligently to reduce any spam or unwanted messages that might be sent on WhatsApp. However, just like regular SMS or phone calls, it's possible for other WhatsApp users who have your phone number to contact you.
Meta, the parent company of WhatsApp, says it's common for scammers to cycle victims through many platforms, making the scope and scale of these scams more challenging to detect. Now, Meta is rolling out new tools to help users spot the fraud faster. In fact, the tech giant reports more than 6.8 million WhatsApp accounts linked to criminal scam centers have been suspended around the world.
The crackdown comes as Meta is exploring ways to caution users when starting a chat with someone not in your contacts by showing you additional context about who you're messaging to protect users like Dawn.
It's terrifying. Because I had a good job for most of my career. One stupid mistake. It's gone.
Such a horrible loss. Well, Dawn shared her story with hopes of helping others. And now WhatsApp is implementing new features to protect users like showing safety tips when you're added to a group by someone you don't know. And you can always report suspicious messages and block senders anytime on Facebook and WhatsApp. For tips on how to do that, head to our website, abc7news.com/7 on your side.
That's really, really sad. Like my heart goes out to her for, you know, being in that situation. Yeah, but you should never, ever, have to send money or give money in order to earn money in those type of online situations. So just beware. I mean, this is, National Data Security and Privacy Protection Day, January 22nd. So I just wanted to kind of bring that to our attention. I haven't watched this video. This is a deplorable person who did something crazy, and so let's see what we're looking at.
And bruised, and now behind bars. This man took a toolbox and a child. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Luann Sorrell.
And I'm John Brown. The man stepped in after he says he saw the suspect choking that child. Fox 35's Manny Martinez is live in DeLand tonight. So, Manny, that suspect also had a knife.
And John, that only adds to the urgency here in this case for the Good Samaritan. Hit the suspect twice with that toolbox, held him down on the ground until police showed up. And after all of this, police say the boy did have a cut to a finger, but was not seriously hurt. He's bandaged, all scraped and bruised. DeLand police say this homeless man, Christopher Schwabel, attacked a kid who was just waiting at a school bus stop. Knife in hand, police say Schwabel was choking the child. A Good Samaritan driving by saw it happen, recognized the boy, turned around, and grabbed a toolbox from his car. Police say the Good Samaritan whacked the suspect with that toolbox. The arrest report says Schwabel told the Good Samaritan he stopped that man in his path.
That's just crazy. I mean, I'm glad we have citizens that drive by and help others out.
Happened around 8:30 Tuesday morning at the corner of North Spring Garden and Clear Lake on DeLand's west side.
I knew something there was a truck there and an ambulance and 3 or 4 cruises, and my dogs were howling.
Court records show the suspect was arrested last month on a charge of indecent exposure. Prosecutors dropped the case just last week, and the homeless suspect walked out of jail a free man after 3 weeks behind bars. The neighbor closest to the corner told us he sees homeless people on this busy road all the time, and sometimes in his neighborhood.
It makes me want to move. I don't want to live around that. I mean, I got my daughter and my wife. It's just scary, man.
And police say the boy was so emotionally distraught that he wasn't able to remember or share with them what it was that happened at the intersection. And police say that his older brother was there with him too, though he was not hurt. And we are waiting for an explanation from the state attorney's office as to why that indecent exposure charge was dropped last week. Live in DeLand, Manny Martinez.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay, this one is interesting. I think it's about a pair of twins. I haven't seen the exact thing that they have been accused of doing, but they look crazy, man. They look crazy. So let's check them out. Okay, now they look crazy and a little albino, but that probably doesn't matter. But let's see.
Identical twin brothers, both former wrestling coaches and math teachers at the same South Suburban School District, now share one more thing in common. Both are behind bars accused of sexually assaulting their students. CBS News Chicago investigator Megan DeMar is uncovering these disturbing charges. Megan.
Right, Erica, Aaron and Andre Richmond are both charged with sexually assaulting teenage girls that they taught at Thornton Fractional School District 215 in Lansing. Aaron was arrested more than a year before Andre, but we are learning that there were red flags that may have been there for years. Aaron Richmond on the left and Andre Richmond on the right are identical twins who worked as wrestling coaches and math teachers.
They're literally, they look identical, but you know what? They look crazed. They look possessed. They look very dark. Even though their skin complexion is light, like in their eyes and in their, just in their facial expressions, they look very disturbed to me.
At Thornton Fractional South High School and Thornton Fractional North High School. Glenwood police said Erin Richmond allegedly picked up a 16-year-old student from her home in March of 2024 and sexually assaulted her at his house. We discovered that in June 2024, both Erin and Andre resigned from their positions on the same day. Erin was charged with aggravated criminal sexual abuse and aggravated criminal sexual assault the following December. But it wasn't until this month, on January 6th, that Erin's brother Andre was arrested by Lansing police and charged with criminal sexual assault and child pornography. Andre is charged with sexually abusing two of his geometry students, one at a motel in the 2021-2022 school year where he's accused of filming several encounters, and another geometry student who he repeatedly abused even in school while class was in session in the spring and summer of 2024.
The district received information directly from the boyfriend of the prior abuser. They received tips from other classmates that Andre was engaging in this activity.
Attorney Zane Smith represents the student at the center of the more recent case against Andre. He says the district was made aware of the allegations against him as early as January 2023 and perhaps earlier. But instead of suspending him and investigating, we've learned he was made a student safety monitor in the spring of 2023.
It's a terrible case of really dropping the ball and more worried about politics than protecting children.
In this lawsuit filed in September, he accuses the school and district of failing to implement heightened supervision, screening, or evaluations of Richmond in light of the known charges against his brother and the shared access to vulnerable student populations. Do you worry that there might be other victims out there?
We always are concerned about that.
Today, a district spokesperson would only tell me Thornton Fractional High School District 215 is aware of the criminal charges, and as these are ongoing proceedings, we will not be able to provide further comment. And when it comes to the criminal cases against the brothers, Andre Richmond's attorney told me it's very early in this case and we'll have to fully investigate all of the allegations against him. And Erin Richmond's attorneys declined to comment for our story.
These mofos need some serious help because they are criminals. Sorry. Okay. Let's turn our attention to this next piece of news. I found this to be very riveting. Okay. Just take a listen and you guys tell me what you think. Okay. Let's see. I wish that
there has not been a pandemic.
Okay. He's an ex-Pfizer executive named Dr. Michael Yeadon. He says that there was no pandemic and that the lie was maintained in order to inject $5.5 billion with an intentionally dangerous substance. This is news, not my opinion.
Dennis Rancourt's data shows that the all-cause mortality evidence data did not increase at all in the run-up to the declaration fraudulently by WHO of a pandemic. There is no public health emergency except that created by our governments. A inappropriate, fraudulent PCR test was used to give people the impression that they had a particular disease where they didn't. There were all the normal diseases. And then what happened was, in 3 different ways, people were treated badly through changed medical procedures that were imposed above the level of nation, briefly, mass ventilation of people inappropriately in hospitals that led to lots of deaths. In care homes, many people were given sedatives and respiratory depressants, which led to their deaths. My PhD was specifically in that area of opiates and respiratory depression. There has not been a pandemic. Dennis Rancourt's data shows that the all-cause mortality in the run-up to the declaration fraudulently by WHO of a pandemic. There is no public health emergency except that created by our governments. A inappropriate, fraudulent PCR test was used to give people the impression that they had a particular disease where they didn't. They were all the normal diseases. And then what happened was, in 3 different ways, people were treated badly through changed medical procedures that were imposed above the level of nation. Briefly, mass ventilation of people inappropriately in hospitals that led to lots of deaths. In care homes, many people were given sedatives and respiratory depressants, which led to their deaths. My PhD was specifically in that area of opiates and respiratory depression. There has not been a pandemic. Dennis Rancourt's data shows that the all-cause mortality evidence data did not increase at all in the run-up to the declaration fraudulently by WHO of a pandemic. There is no public health emergency except that created by our governments, aimed to give people the impression that they had a particular disease where they didn't. And in the community, people were denied life-saving antibiotics and died of bacterial pneumonia. There's your pandemic. There is no other pandemic. And based on this lie, we were told 2 things. As I say, first, there's no pandemic, so you certainly don't need an experimental rushed medical intervention. But secondly, even if you did, as someone who's worked in the industry for over 30 years, I am telling you, it's absolutely impossible to invent, test, clinically evaluate, and manufacture, and then launch. Absolutely impossible. It's not as close. It's years wrong. The fastest record prior to this was 6 complex biological products. Tell me the methods development alone for the development of a reproducible manufacturing process itself takes a number of years. There was not the development of a proper medical product. What I think happened was the advancement of materials that are intentionally toxic, and then they were sketchily advanced and jammed into people's arms, often coerced, sometimes even mandated, with the unsurprising effect that millions of people have died. So I think having heard what I've just said, that there was no pandemic, and the lie was made to 1 billion people with an intentionally dangerous substance.
Yeah.
Complex biological products. Tell me the methods development alone for the development of a reproducible manufacturing.
I thought that was a different video, I'm not gonna lie. But I let it play because, hey, we're here. We're here. So let's lighten it up. Let's share something that I found to be very entertaining. All right. Are you guys still with me? I know there's like one person here, but I thank you for being here. Thank you for watching the replay. Look at what he has in his background right here. This is a little bit of what I'm partaking in. But anyway,
it's a perfect metaphor for where the United States is at the start of the year 2020. It is.
Hold on. He's talking about some of y'all's president, and he's saying how the guy just really is odoriferous.
The perfect metaphor for where the United States is at the start of the year 2026. Invading Greenland, investigating the feds there, stealing everything not nailed down in the country. Yeah, shit is the perfect metaphor for where we are. All right. Well, hello, and I want to read you something. Breaking, a top oil executive says Donald Trump, quote, smell like rotten roast beef during his big White House meeting on Venezuela. He fought it audibly no less than a dozen times, and he kept getting up to look at and to compliment the non-existent ballroom like he's senile. This was posted on the Halfway Post. It might be a satire site. I have no idea. I don't need to check it out. But the point is it so sounds true. Because the man actually smells like shit. I mean, you can look at all the story ballads of the fact that Trump stinks. Now, there's another person that we know for sure that stinks, that smells like shit, and that's Steve Bannon. So you have two people, both entirely odious people, that have an odor problem, a real odor problem. Now, we got to think about this, because maybe there's a way that we could turn this into another scam for Trump to make money. And we could have a stink-off contest. And the contestants would be Donald John Trump and Steve Bannon. And then we could have some judges. Or maybe there's something that can measure smell the most. Not, you can't. Okay. If you shit, you're out. You understand that? Both of you. Now, you can belch and fart all you want. You can obviously be as fat as you want. And you can give off
this is terrible.
Just the natural body odors that you have, which frankly smell like shit. But we're going to have a shit month because you can't shit in your pants. That's against the rules.
A stink off.
You hear me, Trump? It's against the rules. And if you do, you're going to be disqualified. All right? But I want to set up a stink off between two really stinky people. And, you know, we don't have to be in the room. We can watch it. I'm sure the video,
nobody's going to watch
the smell is going to come through your fucking laptop because they're both so odious fucking people. But understand, you can go in front of them all company executives and fart away. You can do this in the stink off. But if you got to shit, you got to go to the bathroom, dude. You understand that? That's the rules. And we're here to enforce the rules from this all-world championship stink-off between Donald Trump and Steve Bannon to see which one, without actually shitting, can most approximate the odor of shit. Because that's about where it is the perfect metaphor for where the United States is at the start of the year 2026. Invading Greenland, investigating the Fed chair, stealing everything that's not nailed down in the country. Yeah, shit is the perfect metaphor for where we are. Thank you.
Not my words, his words. Thank you. So we're going to go on to the next video. Put in the comments if you are interested in a stink off with U.S. President Trump and someone else, Steve Bannon or whoever. All right, you can't poop in your pants. That's the one criteria for this challenge.
Health professional detectives say appears to have been murdered by one of her former patients.
Yeah, West 2 was the first to break the story last night after deputies swarmed the building where she was stabbed along with the patient. Now, this afternoon, investigators told us it appears the attacker took his own life.
The stabbing happened last night at the therapist's office on Lee Road in Orange County. The suspect's body was found just before 8 this morning on Windy Ridge Road in Windermere, about 16 miles away from the scene. West 2's Greg Fox live from the scene there. Greg, this happened right after the therapist wrapped up a session.
That's right. Rebecca White started her practice here at this building right across from the Walmart shopping center here on Lee Road about 4 years ago, a little under 4 years ago. And it was not unusual for her to have late night sessions. That can be common for counselors, but nobody could predict this night of terror like what happened last night.
Shortly after 9 o'clock Monday night, people walked out of the building at 933 Lee Road with their hands up
as heavily armed deputies watched to make sure they were safe and to check for the possibility that one of them could be the man who attacked a woman and man inside.
They came fast and they were flying from each side.
Jennifer Mills lives nearby and told West 2 News she's never seen so many deputies in one place. She said they were searching for a suspect.
And then you see about 5 cops with a K9 walking by the 7-Eleven by Motel 6 here in the back to see if they could get a scent on where if he left the scene or not. I'm not sure.
The sheriff's office was drawn to the building near I-4 by a 911 call. The sheriff's office later said a therapy patient told them a former patient of Rebecca Lynn White, a licensed mental health counselor and owner of Down to Earth Therapy Solutions, made threats. When the current patient tried to call 911, he said the former patient began attacking them both with a knife. White was fatally stabbed. The man who called for help was critically injured.
It's very scary. It really is.
Nancy Wilkins lives across the street and saw deputies searching the neighborhood looking for the attacker.
I live right here at the hotel at the extended stay, and it's just really close to home. You don't know what's going to happen from one day to the next.
By Tuesday afternoon, the sheriff's office confirmed the discovery of a man's body, the suspect they had been looking for, near the Orlando, Florida temple of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. He appeared to have taken his own life. He was identified as 39-year-old Michael Smith. And we've been doing some digging into Smith's past. He has only apparently a teenage criminal record back when he was 17 to 18 years old in Palm Beach County. Those records are not readily available because they're so many years ago, but we are working on that. We'll update you when we get those. As for the 30-year-old man who was also stabbed in this building, he is recovering after surgery. Covering Orange County. Live in Orlando, Greg Fox, West 2 News.
This right here is, to me, very, very, very sad. You have a mental health professional who is literally, spending time helping others with their, psychological challenges, and then a former patient. And now I'm not saying that she was perfect or that, that has no relevance to like what happened, but I'm saying a loss of a life, 2 lives in this news story is really, really unfortunate, So my heart, my prayers and thoughts go out to those families. Let me speak coherently, because it's just very sad, This is the last story that we're going to look at tonight. And so this is a nurse at Atlanta's Fulton County Jail who was caught, arrested, and charged with smuggling drugs into the jail. And allegedly, she had a relationship with one of the inmates. So, there's no reason to be this gosh darn desperate. You know what I'm saying? To go through all of this and risk your entire livelihood and your freedom for a person. Okay, so let's look at this, and this will be the closing story of the night.
A contractor who worked as a jail nurse is under arrest tonight. Investigators say she confessed to having a romantic relationship with an inmate and smuggling contraband into the Fulton County Jail. Channel 2's Michael Seiden broke the story on WSBTV.com, joining us live now in Northwest Atlanta with how authorities, Michael, say this investigation began with a note.
Yeah, George, investigators tell us it was another nurse that actually found a handwritten note that exposed this alleged relationship. And tonight, we're getting a closer look at some of that other evidence that was found that led to the felony charge. A ring, a gold chain, and a bottle of perfume. Investigators say these gifts were not just tokens of affection, but evidence of a secret romantic relationship inside the Fulton County Jail. Former nurse contractor Naomi Anthony's under arrest and charged with a felony after authorities say she confessed to having a relationship with this man, an inmate, Antoine McRae, who's been in custody since police arrested and charged him in 2024 in connection with multiple child sex crimes.
Oh my
Investigators
God.
say the two met while Anthony was working inside the jail and that the alleged relationship appeared to be getting serious before her arrest.
Had gone out and purchased herself and our inmate a matching wedding ring.
Oh my
So
God.
you plan on getting married?
I have not delved into that just yet.
Investigators say the case broke open when someone came across a handwritten note inside the jail. According to court documents, the note described plans to bring drugs into the facility, along with sexual activity inside a nurse's station. Authorities say the note also referenced a payment totaling $1,300 made through Cash App Anthony.
Someone noticed something irregular in terms of the nurse's behavior, in
How do people in jail have an active Cash App? Anyway.
terms of how she and or was moving.
Earlier this month, investigators say they received an anonymous tip claiming Anthony was hiding marijuana on her body to avoid detection by jail scanners and using an iPhone to communicate with McRae. When
Oh, I'm getting sleepy. Literally, you can smell marijuana. I mean, it has a very, very, like the other guy said, odoriferous, scent. So it's very easy to get caught with marijuana because it just has such a strong pungent smell. So for someone to think that they can go into a correctional facility and hide this contraband is beyond like me. Oof, literally.
investigators questioned her, authorities say Anthony tried to hide her phone, but eventually admitted she started the relationship in October. And while we were inside the jail today, we actually saw a new security scanner that was getting ready to be installed. Just another reminder that Sheriff Labatt is not messing around when it comes to keeping contraband out of his jail. Also, that suspect, she did waive her first court appearance. A judge set her bond at $5,000. Last check, she remains behind bars. We're live in Northwest Atlanta. Michael Seiden, Channel 2 Action.
Thank you, Michael Seiden. We appreciate your news reporting and all of your correspondence. You've done an excellent job. All right, y'all. That brings us to the end of our video and our time together. Let's look and see if there's any worthy comments to highlight before we end our video tonight. Oh, thank you. The audio is not good. Okay. This commenter says, good evening. In American medicine or medicine adjacent are basically the largest disingenuous scammers that have ever existed in the history of the U.S., if not world. They do it to themselves. Thank you for your comment. They continue and say that they try to say that they'll help you, but really they're just milking you for time and not really listening to anything that you say. Thank you for your comment. They don't care about patients. You know how much money they take in. You think they care if anything happens to you or I? Just move and collect their paycheck, luxury living. But he was not hot. What the heck? Now let me read this off screen. I heard she was collecting condoms that he was using in private to inseminate herself later. Oh. Now, funny that you should say that because I did watch a news. Was it a news? Funny that you should say that because I did watch a court hearing of someone who actually really did that. They utilized a maybe that's for a different show, but this person utilized a syringe and inseminated herself with someone's semen that was over her house for a one-night stand, and that person actually was throwing their condom in the trash. Ended up actually, the lady actually ended up taking the semen from the condom inside of the trash can, and I'm sorry, inseminating herself with it. Do you guys want to see that? Because that is kind of interesting. So let me, you know, let's see about this here. We'll play a little bit of it since you had it. Oh, this is Lil Daryl. I call him Lil Daryl. Anyway, I gotta go. I have to take care of some things. So, but maybe we'll look at that story a little bit later. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and you know what I'm saying, participating in the chat and the discussions tonight. It is 10:26 and I'm getting very sleepy, and it's time for me to go to bed. So I love you all so much. I pray all of you have a really safe and enjoyable evening. I just want to remind you all to please remember to take care of yourselves. Practice abundant self-care. Be kind to yourselves, and please be kind to others. Smile at a stranger. Because you never know if you're entertaining one of God's precious angels. All right. So with that being said, please come back again for the next live stream. I really want to talk about the ICE immigration and customs enforcement activities that have been going on in the state of California in particular. So I am planning on doing a live stream, on that topic tomorrow night at some point, probably like around, I don't know, 7:30, 8:30. So if you're in the mood to kind of indulge in some of that conversation, please come back. But until then, you guys take care of yourselves. I love you so much. I really am going to need to be going. Take care. I'll see you next time. Bye.